Good morning, all. Today we will discuss about two-dimensional arrays. So before that, let us see what are arrays. In fact, already we have discussed. Let me give you a brief introduction about what we already discussed about one-dimensional array. So let us introduce a variable integer arr of array size 9. That is, it contains 9. It can contain 9 elements. So unlike normal integer values where you can assign only one value to that variable, this array can is like a series of lockers. So you can store 9 different values in each locker. So that's how you are going to make use of array. It's a simple technique to store multiple values. So array, as we already know, array variables arrays can be assigned manually like this. Say fifth locker or fifth element, or that is sixth element, since we have index starting from 0, arr of 5 meaning sixth box or sixth element of the array. I am directly assigning some value. Arr of 5 equal to 7. Say arr of 1 equal to sorry, 1 equal to 2. Arr of 0 equal to 5. So three values I am assigning, and let us print those values. So all the three are integer values. So I am going to print using mod d, mod d, mod d with a small gap. So let us print array of 0 first, comma, array of 1, comma, array of 5. So these values I am going to print. So 5 to 7. So array of 0 is 5, 1 is 2, 5 is 7. So this is the actual method of assigning values for each element of the array. But what if the array size is 99? So I cannot go on declaring initializing for 99 times. So instead of that, we make use of simple technique, that is using a for loop. So I use for integer I equal to 0, I less than. So here the array size is say 99. Okay, I plus plus. So now I am going to print all the values. So, first assign values. So assignment, let me use arr of I, that is ith index equal to value of I itself I am going to assign. Okay, and now if you run code execution successful, meaning all the values are assigned. So now let us say printf some intermediate value mod d arr of say index 10th index, what it contains. Run. So it is supposed to contain the value of 10 itself, because for each index I am storing the value as it is. Now let us assume that each element of array is stored with a value of say I plus 5. Okay, so now what this fellow will contain, 10th element of array. So it will contain I plus 5. I plus 5 is nothing but ith value is 10 plus 5, that is 15. So let us see if it contains 15. Yes, 15. So this is how you are going to assign values to the array elements. So this is all about one-dimensional array. Now let us see what this fellow prints if I am going to put simply inside for loop. Okay, now in order to understand this concept much more cleanly, let me put say printf current value of I. This is going to be inside the double quotes, and let me put /n current value of I equal to mod d. Okay, and then I see. So now you can understand for each loop what this fellow prints. Let me put another printf with only /n before beginning the second round. Okay, now current value of I equal to 0, I equal to 1. So this is nothing but the actual looping value of that particular loop. So 98 times the loop is running because I less than 99. So 98 starting from 0, value of I equal to 0 to 98. So this fellow holds 99 numbers. Clear? And now let me put a small gap here. So we are assigning array value index I equal to array of I equal to I plus 5. So zeroth index, if I equal to 0, array of 0 will be assigned 0 plus 5, that is 5. So likewise, all the elements are assigned. If you want better clarity, let us put say value at index mod d. So mod d is equal to, so mod d is nothing but I. Okay, so value at index mod d equal to mod d. So at ith index, what is the value of array? So here let me put /n because it may get cramped with values. So now you can see current value, first loop it is running, and second loop value at index 0 is 5, value at index 1 is 6. So value at index 40 is 45 because you are assigning I plus 5. Okay. So this is all about one-dimensional arrays. So now let me put a two-dimensional array of 9 and 9 by 9, that is row by column. So let me remove, so how we are going to assign values, the same concept is applicable here also. That is whatever we have done for one-dimensional array. That is instead of one cell value, you are going to specify two values, row by column, say 3, 6. So 3 values I am assigning to this two-dimensional array. Now let me print those 3 values alone. Printf values at index, values at row, comma, column equal to row. Let me put mod d here. Sorry, not mod d. Let me put row 5 itself directly. Row 5 column 5 is mod D. So here row 5 is 5, column 5 is also 5. Let me print other three values over here. Printf. Next value is assigned at 1 and 3. So row 1 and column 3 is 1, 3. Whatever the value we have stored at those specific places will be printed here. So this is how we operate with row 0, column 6. So 0, 6. So now if you run value at row 5, column 5 is 7 because that is the value we have assigned. Likewise, next one is 2, next one is 5. Now let us see what happens if I am going to print something for which I didn't assign any values, say 2, 6. Okay, 2, 6, what is the value at say 2? Here let me put 2, row 2, column 6. This fellow gives a value of 0 because we have not assigned any value. Say for example, if I have to print all the values of this array. So let us see what happens if I am going to make use of for loop. Just like one-dimensional array, here also I can use for loop integer. I introduce a variable called as row equal to 0, row less than 9, row plus plus. Instead of I, we are using this row variable. So since it is a two-dimensional array, contains row as well as column. So column equal to 0, column less than 9, column plus plus. Okay. So once again, for each row, it contains 10 columns. It's a two-dimensional array. It's just like a matrix. So how a two-dimensional matrix contains row by column. Same way we are going to have row by column for this fellow printf. So let me put mod D, okay, comma ARR of row column. Okay. For after each row, okay, this inner loop executes for one single column. So after one row, I need to move on to next row. So that is given using /n. Okay, so now let us see what this fellow is printing. But before that, let me put another printf over here. Printf the values in each cell of 2D array is below /n. Clear? Okay, now what this is printing? Let us see. Okay, so it prints some value. There are certain values which we can't recognize. There are some random values. The reason, can anyone guess? The reason Even though we declared array of 9 by 9 matrix and we assigned only for 3 cells. So remaining cells we have not specifically assigned. So if you don't assign any value, it will give some places because of memory issue, it will give some out of bound. In fact, if it is a offline compiler, it will definitely issue error. But being online compiler, this is giving some random value along with the zeros. So now let us put here another printf statement where the values in each cell are initialized. Okay, let me put this initialization immediately after declaring the array. So we have declared the array here, integer. So there I am going to initialize. The values in each cell are initialized. For integer, row equal to 0, column equal to 0. Let me put array of row column equal to some value. Say I put just row. Okay, nothing else, just I put row. So printf /n. Okay, this is not required for assignment. Okay, now you can see the values in each cell are initialized to, sorry, not row, let us initialize to 0. Each value, row, column, everywhere we are initializing to 0. And then we are assigning certain values only for 3 specific cells. And those cells we printed earlier, but now let me remove this. Now let us check what is happening. These values, random values, they should go. Now run. Yes, the values in each cell are initialized. Okay, we are assigning values and then values of 0 to every cell. But then later I am assigning specific 3 values to 551306. So now you can see 5 and 5, row 5, column 5. So row 5 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th row because it's 5 means 6th, it's starting from index 0. So likewise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this value 7 is assigned to that specific cell. Likewise 1, 3 is 2. So 1, 3 index we have assigned the value to. Likewise 0th row and 6th column. So 0th row, that is the first row in physical array, and 6th column means 7th one. So we have assigned 5. So these 3 specific values are assigned in this 2-dimensional array. So after each row we have to come to next line, that is taken care by this printf. I hope this particular video introduced you to the concept of 1-dimensional array, how to assign values to each cell of 1-dimensional array. Also, what is a 2-dimensional array and how to initialize values, assign values, and then print values for a 2-dimensional array.